I don't usually talk about what happened that night, but I feel I need to share my story. I work part-time at Walmart and thought I had seen it all. That night was like any other until strange things started to happen. I was closing up after a long day of work. The store was almost empty, and I was the last one there. I locked the front door and started my usual rounds to check if everything was in place. The bright fluorescent lights and the familiar hum of the cooling systems were the only sounds that night. But as I walked through the aisles, I felt a cold shiver go down my spine. I first noticed something odd near the electronics section. There was a low sound that I could not explain. It was like someone was humming a soft tune, but I couldn't see anyone. I told myself that maybe it was a radio left on, but all the devices were off. I tried to ignore it and continued my rounds. A few minutes later, while I was restocking some shelves in the home goods section, I saw movement in the reflection of the floor. I looked up quickly, but no one was there. I felt my heart beat faster, and I had to wipe my sweaty palms on my jeans. I kept thinking I was tired and playing tricks on my eyes, but the feeling of being watched did not leave me. As I passed the outdoor section near the back of the store, the humming sound got louder. It was coming from behind a stack of winter coats. I slowly approached, trying not to make any noise. I called out, "Hello?" But there was no answer. All I got was silence. I looked around and saw a small figure in the distance, standing in the shadow of the racks. I could not see its face, but its presence made me feel uneasy. I blinked and the figure was gone. I started to feel trapped. The store, which was usually a safe place for me, suddenly felt like a maze with hidden corners that I did not know. I went to the manager's office to call someone, but the phone line was dead. My heart pounded in my chest as I realized that I was alone with something I could not explain. I could hear the soft humming again, closer now, as if the sound was following me. I tried to move towards the front door, but every step felt heavier than the last. The lights flickered, and for a brief moment, everything went dark. When the lights came back on, I saw that one of the cameras in the aisle was pointing directly at me. Its red recording light blinked steadily, and I felt like it was watching every move I made. I did not know if it was meant for safety or something else, but it gave me a feeling of dread. I walked quickly to the front of the store, not daring to look back. As I reached the door, I heard a thump from behind me. I froze and then mustered up the courage to glance back. There, by the aisle where the winter coats were, lay a pile of boxes that I was sure I had seen arranged neatly earlier, but now they were scattered as if someone had moved them in a hurry. My mind raced with thoughts of what could have caused it. I felt a mix of fear and confusion. I finally stepped outside, and the cold night air hit me like a shock. I walked to my car and drove away as fast as I could, not looking back at the store. For days after that night, I could not shake the feeling of being followed. I sometimes see a shadow moving in the corner of my eye, or hear that same soft humming when I am alone at home. I have never told anyone my story because I thought they would not believe me. I still wonder what was really going on in that big Walmart. Was it just my imagination, or was there something there that did not belong? I have never found any clear answer, but every time I pass by a large store or a big building, I feel that same strange dread, as if I might come face to face with that unknown presence again. The night at Walmart changed the way I see the world, and I sometimes lie awake at night, wondering if it might return. Even now, many months later, the memory of that night makes my skin crawl. I keep my doors locked and avoid late-night shifts. Some things are better left unexplained, and I hope that sharing my story will keep others safe.